podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man. Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar over. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green print.
Dollar D Beyonce Productions.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing voice.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we will be talking Wilder versus Fury. It's fight week. The purses are in. Nevada Athletic Commission are reporting $5 million apiece. Dan Rayfield is reporting $25 million apiece. And let me reword that. Dan Rayfield is saying more than $25 million. Bloomberg.com is reporting $50 million going to Tyson Fury due to stipulations in his contract and the split between he and promoters. Well. We definitely have a new big dog in the division, especially when talking about purses. 25 million guaranteed plus pay-per-view upside. Now, Bob Arum is being very, very optimistic with the pay-per-view numbers and what he believes will come in. Bloomberg is reporting that this is a $200 million fight. $200 million fight. They're saying from pay-per-view sales alone, they're going to rack up $160 million in pay-per-view sales alone. Then they're talking about $20 million in UK pay-per-views. So Bloomberg really doing, their job on this Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight. It's a huge payday, and the bout is going to reap huge $200 million revenue. They're even saying, Bloomberg, that after they split with the cable provider, they being the two promoters, will still get an opportunity to split $150 million. And I quote from the article. Now, I'll screen share this as well. It's on Bloomberg.com. And yeah, man, listen, they've done their research. All we can do is follow it. So it says, the biggest source of revenue will be the U.S. pay-per-view purchases, which Arum projected would be $160 million, and about 2 million pay-per-view buys at $79.99. The second biggest pool likely pay-per-view purchases in Fury's native UK, which are expected to be around $20 million. Despite the fight, it will be airing in the middle of the night. Remember, they just recently raised the price for the Wilder Fury pay-per-view in the UK from, I think, $20 to $24.95. So it says here, once the networks and satellite providers get their cut, shared costs are removed, the pool available to two sides should be around $150 million, which Arum said will be split evenly with each promoter. The total paid to each fighter directly depends on the deal with his promoter. Arum said Fury's deal gives the boxer 70%, with Top Rank keeping the remaining 30%. Using rough math, that means Fury clears around $50 million from the bout, regardless of the outcome. It's a huge, huge, huge pot of money. Now, I think that the only downside to this is this entire article is based off the words of Arum. You know, if this was an article based off the words of Eddie Hearn, we would be flipping out. If this was an article based off the words of Tim Smith, a representative for PBC, we would be flipping out. So, do we believe it? Is really the question. Do you believe that this fight can generate 2 million pay-per-view buys? Because that's the only way they're going to see those types of numbers. Because like the article states, that a huge portion of the revenue will be 160 million, which they're calculating from 2 million buys. So all this is very dependent on how well it sells. But according to sponsorship, all right, so where we at? Let me see. Where I'm looking for the specific quote about the revenue. While the fight may set revenue records, it won't be the most lucrative. No, we not got that. Somewhere around here gives us a little bit more information that we need. Ticket sales at the MGM Grand Arena are on pace. They're on pace, meaning the analytics are giving uptick, meaning that they're on the right. They're in the right direction. So it says it's on pace to top. To top means to do better than 16 million. Add in revenue from merchandise, shirts, whatever paraphernalia, sponsorships, closed circuits, people not being able to get into the MGM Garden and watching in other MGM facilities and paying $150 to $200 to get in. Closed circuit and other foreign media, whether that be foreign television rights. Remember, Dazn is airing this in about 4 or 5 countries, so they got to cut a check out to them. So Bloomberg is saying that this fight will eclipse. They're not saying it's going to do better. They're using the word eclipse 200 million. But then they quickly, brought us back to reality and saying that the biggest fight in history still is the fight that set all the revenue records, and that is Floyd Mayweather's long-awaited fight with Manny Pacquiao back in 2015, which generated and reported as much as 600 million, and by far the most ever for a boxing match. So, look, this is Wilder and Fury's first, they're stepping into that stage now, The winner moving forward will continue to be in articles that are dressed in huge numbers like this, is what I believe. Arum is banking a lot of the success on these commercials on the Super Bowl, and I quote, "I've been around as long as there's been a Super Bowl, and I've never seen 2 30-second commercials for a fight. Not ever. And that's what Fox gave us for this fight, Aram said. If we had to purchase that on the market, it would have cost us over $11 million. Half of one of these men's purses, or at least 11 is being both commission purses, right, in Nevada. So they're expecting a huge push because of the, Super Bowl and all the advertisement, the co-promotion between ESPN and Fox and all their shared, entities. I'm hoping that it generates good numbers because it would make these two entities more prone to doing business. For Tyson Fury, I can see now why all the headlines say that he wants the rematch and that the rematch is more has more money, and that's because not only does he have a great deal with Top Rank, but there's also a great deal in place for the winner. If the winner wins, their contracts are already agreed upon for a third fight, specifying that the winner of Saturday's fights gets 60% of the next bout's revenue, not purse, next bout's revenue. So again, 150 mil, they split in that, 60% to the winner. The loser gets 40, but Aram said that they're both locked into that rematch, but the loser has the right to pull out and pull the plug, walk away. So a lot of interesting details coming out, and it is very, very interesting. Walt Disney, which is a company that owns ESPN, which has the deal with Fury's side, and Fox, you have to assume have some sort of working relationship with Wilder, and they've teamed up to present what they are calling the biggest fight in the last 20 to 30 years. Both have done extensive work promoting this fight with the ESPN.com and all the programming and their writers and their shoulder video programming. Fox doing all the same. You're really feeling the build-up. Damn, I was hoping to get Frank Smith on the show, but that was for a totally different show, I had got some interesting news earlier, but it was definitely misinterpreted. But yeah, man, Friday morning, it's weigh-in. Let me just report, they're also saying that Nevada has banned the two men from facing off at the weigh-in. Due to yesterday's shoving and pushing. You guys thought I was reading too much into shoving and pushing. That shoving and pushing got, got them basically shut down. No face-off. No face-off, bro. So you already know. So let's see here. What do we got? We're going to go out to the phone lines. If you want to give us your opinion on Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, both being guaranteed more than $25 million. The article states that Fury 70-30, 70 to the fighter, 30 to the promoter, gives him the ability to make up to $50 million. No wonder they said all my fights are happening in the U.S. And these people talk about the money's in the U.K. $50 million. Fury came to the U.S. to make $50 million. Now, granted, the pay-per-view numbers have to do well in order for him to receive that much, but he's at least guaranteed $25 million. That's a lot of money. Big shout out to Mr. 704 with the super chat. I support TBB with my earned resources, but more importantly, motivation. Man, we working. With that being said, smash that like button, my people. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button in the future, present, past. It does help with the visibility of the show. So you can do it in the future, present, past. It doesn't matter. Just jumping in. It is letting us know that you enjoy us being here daily to give you the boxing talk and to give you a platform where you can express yourself on any said topic, man. Like, look, this morning is the guarantee. Do you not believe it? Is it propaganda? Is this, Bob Arum trying to sell the fight? Or do you believe that these two men will be making $25 million plus with pay-per-view upside. We're going to go out to these phone lines, man, and get your thoughts. You know the number to call in. It's Fight Week, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
All right. Going out to my boomerang in Arizona, Bomb Boxing. Good morning. What up?
What's up, Nestor Gibbs? How you doing, my brother?
All good, brother. All good.
Well, I mean, I watched that weigh-in. I mean, yeah, it's heated. It's a heavyweight title fight. You guys are ready to go at it. But as far as sorry about the background, I'm on the street. But as far as the pushing and shoving, like, come on, it's a fight. Vegas is just looking out for their best interest. But I get it. I don't think it was that big of a deal. And nobody got pushed no 15 feet. Well, you know I'm going to come at you with that. But man, I got Wilder by knockout by 7. I'm gonna ride with that. I'm gonna stay with that, and I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. But I hit you on the boomerang.
For sure. All right. So let's get on out to Rock in San Francisco. What up, champ?
My fault. I was muted.
All good, brother.
I'm Juice Big Dog. Fight is tomorrow. I got my beer on deck. I got my alcohol on deck. I got my greenery on deck. But I don't think Bob is lying, even though I think Bob lies a lot, and I don't think a lot of us some of us in the boxing community, I don't think we don't call a spade when it comes to Bob sometimes. But I don't think he's lying. I think he's keeping it a buck. These dudes gonna get paid, and and they should get paid. You know what I mean? Especially for the magnitude of this event. I mean, it kind of is what it is. But other than that, though, again, my guy, I'm just excited for the fight. Everybody else out there, though, smash that like button, support TPV, because you already know they're gonna give us the coverage that we want during, before, after, the whole shit. Again, this is Rock from San Francisco with love.
Rock, man, thank you for tuning in. We're going out to New Jersey Zone. Derek, talk to us. Good morning.
Yo, what's going on, man? I'm sitting here hitting you up in the Skype chat.
I see. What's up, champ?
What's up? Nah, I was gonna say from last night, piggyback off of that, picking Wilder, man. And I'm picking Wilder by knockout, you know what I mean, in the 10th round. I hope it's a good fight, man. I hope Fury comes to bring it, you know what I mean? I hope he don't back down and try to dance around like he did on the last fight. And I actually hope that he comes forward, and I'm hoping Wilder gets a knockout.
What do you think about the reports that they're both making a guaranteed $25 million plus? And when you read into the article, it says Fury got a 70-30 split with Bob, where he can make almost $50 million or above $50 million for this fight if they're successful in getting 2 million pay-per-view buys.
I believe that. I actually believe it. I don't think Tyson Fury is no dummy. I think, the man is about his money. The man is about making the best money he can make from his fights. So I do believe that he would get that kind of split, a 70-30 split. And I do think him and Wilder are both getting the 25. I don't think that's unbelievable. I think it's believable for both things.
Well, all right, brother. I want to thank you, obviously, for calling in. Derek in New Jersey. If you want to call in, the number, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. We are talking Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. It's fight week. The rematch is going down. Both men guaranteed to make more than $25 million each plus pay-per-view upside. Really taking them to that next level without a doubt. Looking like we might have, let me just double check. Believe this is Civilian 11 or Checkmate. Let me check here. Definitely Civilian 11. Good morning.
Hey, man, good morning. Sorry I missed the first part of the show. Just trying to get some stuff done this morning. But, yeah, man, all in all, I'm really happy that, the fight's happening. I'm really happy that boxing has elevated and evolved since, 2012, where a lot of these guys were just coming on the scene, 2011, 2012. And, Fury does it again. You know what I mean? I just think that whoever wins this fight, I'm going for Fury. I think they need to just go take the Joshua fight and get it done. And I don't know if Wilder's gonna make $50 million total with the pay-per-view buys, but if he doesn't, then he should have taken the Joshua fight a year ago. And that's all I got to say.
I mean, I don't think he should have taken it because you got to remember, they were offering him 20 for Brazil. He got that. Then he got the pay-per-view with Luis Ortiz. Now he's getting $25 million guaranteed plus pay-per-view upside. Now his team did not comment on his financial situation. And what I mean by financial situation is his split with his promoter. Whether he gives 30% to the promoter, 40%, is it a 50-50 deal? We don't know. Fury's is in black and white because he uses MTK Management Group, and they're the ones that struck that deal. So we know that Fury gets a 70% of the overall revenue, and Bob takes home a 30%. We don't know Wilder's percentage, and you got to remember, Wilder as a promoter, Bomb Squad Promotion is the lead promoter in this. It doesn't say TGB, then Bomb Squad. It's Bomb Squad first. So yeah, I mean, he'll be getting a check from there. So overall revenue, we're gonna have to wait completely to know the true number, but that's why Bloomberg is reporting 25 million plus for Wilder and up to 50 million plus for Tyson if they can achieve the alleged 2 million pay-per-view buys of the promoter Bob Arum. He is figuring because of the massive promotion, he believes because of the Super Bowl advertisements that's never been done in boxing, this should be taken to the next level. We'll see, does that translate? We're going out to Arthur A. Wapaholics, what up?
What's good, man? What's good?
Good morning.
Hey, I'm just happy for the fight's happening, man. I just want to say one thing about people. Just make sure people support the fight, because stuff like this, it helps for other stuff in the future. I feel like if you don't support this fight, then how can you say you want Spence and Crawford? You know what I'm saying? We always say we want the best versus the best, but when it's here, people want to complain about 25 pounds or 80 or so. You can still go to the movies, go to the bar. It's different ways you can support the fight besides paying $80. So that's my thing. Just don't straighten. That's my thing.
Nah, you're right, man. People, choosing to stream illegally, whatever the case may be, but then they get mad when they don't get Spence Crawford or, they don't get, AJ Wilder. Well, won't you show the promoters that you're gonna fucking pay and you're not gonna illegally stream? And I get you. Maybe you're frustrated that you don't get the fights that you want, and that's why you on your, illegal streaming campaign. I only mess with boxing. I would be lost if boxing was gone. I would have to, find a new hobby. And it ain't gonna be one of them other sports. So nah, man, I'm here to report daily on the sport I love, and every time something happens that's uplifting, I'm all about reporting on it. Like this 25 million for both of these fighters who, have taken a lot of ridicule in the media over their purses, and now it's their time to shine. You know what I mean? It's their time to shine. It's their time for their names to be in the headlines. It's their time for the word million to be attached to their name.
Motherfucker, murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you're speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up in grown folks' conversation.
Yo, GBV, what's up? What's good?
What up, what up? Good morning. It's Friday, baby. One day. It's over. We just got to go to sleep.
Right, man. You on what I'm on, man. Hey, y'all can hear me on my NO shit. How my audio sound?
You good.
Yo, I'm in the car driving, so I got y'all plugged in, but the phone on speaker, so hopefully I ain't too bad. I heard I'm good. First off, man, it's my birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday,
young man
champion.
Appreciate that, man. If young man turned 42 today, man, that's 42 years above ground. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, usually they say we wouldn't make it to 18. So it's a very motivational day for me. Plus, the boxing gods gave me the Wilder Fury 2 pay-per-view for my birthday. I got the weigh-in today, man. I'm finna go to the barbershop. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on ESPN. That's already the talk. I was at the gas station yesterday and was like, yo, you watching the fight? And the black dude and the white dude was like, hell yeah, I'm watching that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's that internet driving around. I hear you, champ. You kind of broke up, but we definitely gave you your call. Want to get to some super chats. Want to thank everybody that continues to support the show. Listen, there's no way we can continue to do this daily without support from our listeners. So, Mr. 704, you already know, man. We appreciate your support. Thank you for supporting. We got Mr. 704 coming with his second super chat of the day. He says, "I'm gonna keep it simple. Almost 500 and 100 likes. Really? Smash it. It's free. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button and help this show get to the level that it's supposed to be, man. Only you can do that. We're going out to super chat from Messiah. Messiah says, never seen a country with so much hate in their heart for a man equals Wilder. This shows they really are scared. When Wilder knocks out Fury, don't worry. AJ, Dillian will be next. You mother effers gon' learn. Learn the hard way." I hear you, champ. And we got another one from Mr. 704 with the super duper love saying, I'll do me, you just smash it. That's all I ask. So he gonna do him, and he just wants y'all to hit that thumbs up button, man. We appreciate that. Looks like we got people joining us right here now on Skype. Getting all jam-packed. Listen, if you want to join the show, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype from anywhere in the world. The app is free. While you on your app market, respect the app market no matter what phone you got. I hope you got an iPhone, but, whatever. If you're an Android, stay home. Just kidding. You can still download the app and download the Patreon app, and that's how you get to ask every one of our guests a question. I think we even had a guest today. Let me double-check. We still got time to get them on if we did have something. Friday. Oh, shit, we do have my man Marlon So Icy scheduled for today. But he's going to have to call in on Skype. Let me text him and make sure that he calls in on Skype. I'm riding solo dolo, Scarface no Manolo. You already know. He did try to call, but it's looking like it's down. Can you Skype, champ? Lines down. Luckily for Marlon, he's been a part of the show for so long. He understands how Blog Talk bum ass is. One day we're gonna get picked up. We're gonna have our own lines. We're gonna have a little co-producer just to screen the lines. We got another super chat real quick from Brandon Maurice in Cincinnati. He says, shout out to Deontay and Tyson for making this mega fight. Shout out to TBV for being the best podcast in the world. And shout out to the beautiful Alicia Baumgardner. All right. Let's see what we got here. We got to go to Super Duper Mex on the mastermind status. Good morning, champ. How's it going?
BoxingVoice.com. Oloki, you are next, my friend. Por eso lo vuelvo a repetir. La era del Canelo la mejor porque peleó con los mejores. La suerte es para los mediocres, my friend.
BoxingVoice.com.
Good morning, TBV. First of all, shout out and happy birthday to the Hall of Famer Stainless. Happy birthday, man. May God bless you with many more. Uh, yo, Ness, man, it's fight. It's one more day to the fight. It's weigh-in day. I'm hype. I'm excited. I'm out here on this road. I got every time I start to put fuel, I got people talking to me about the fight. People that know me hitting me up for the fight. Oh man, it's finally here, Ness. I can't wait. And shout out to you, Ness. Because your live fight reaction is gonna be great, and you could easily be over there in Vegas, man, hitting up the fight and covering it, man. So big shout out to you for that. I know you are pretty tight with Wilder, so we appreciate you for sticking back and holding down the fort for us as fans. Because you help get a lot of us working, man, through the day. Like everybody says, man, don't stream the fight. Do what you can to contribute so we can get more of these big fights. Smash that like button. And don't be afraid to call in either way. Whoever you picked on Sunday, man, let's get after it, baby.
Yes, sir. Let's go out to some more callers, man. I want to thank everybody that continues to rock out with us every morning, man. It is my goal to be, the boxing's breakfast club. You know what I mean? So if we could be here for you guys to commute every day, it definitely is cool with me. Let's get on out to Orlando. No, not Orlando, but definitely Florida.
You got Deontay Wilder, who's one of the craziest heavyweight knockout artists ever. I mean, that guy has preposterous power.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning, Ness. Yeah, man, listen, that's dope that both guys are able to for one make this fight. You know, with all that across the street shit we hear now, the fact that they're making this fight, they both making big money on it, with the possibility of making even more money on the back end. Man, that's what I like to hear. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Super excited for this fight, man. It's getting close, man. You start to get anxious, you start to get antsy, just excited for this fight, man. I did go back and actually watch that Tyson Fury Odo Waling fight. And I gotta say, man, I felt like Tyson Fury, once he realized that cut was by a punch, he started sitting down on his punches and trying to put that guy out, and he couldn't do it. I mean, he hit Waling with everything he had, and Waling didn't fold. So I just don't see how he's talking all this knockout stuff, man. It ain't gonna work for him. But yeah, man, just excited for the fight. Appreciate the show, man. You know, you always rocking out, man. But yeah, that's all I got, dog. Thanks, Ness.
All right, Keen, man, thanks for calling in. Appreciate everybody rocking out with us early in the morning. We're going out to Cesar in Las Vegas. What up? Good morning. Caesar.
Yo.
You
hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Thanks for another great show, man.
Thank you for listening, brother.
Yes, sir. Every day. Get me by on my work day. But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm fucking pumped, man. Like every time I think about the outcome or what's gonna happen, it's just like I get the jitters and shit. But yeah, man, I'm glad these dudes are getting paid. I'm glad that the world is actually seeing them on their TV screens every day, every other commercial. You know what I'm saying? It's just popping. The promotion for this fight has been incredible, and I'm just really happy for these guys. They deserve it. They're both warriors, and I'm just hoping for a dogfight, man. If fear really is about it, then we're gonna have to see, man. I think maybe he might switch up his strategy a little bit, maybe put a little bit more pressure on Wilder. But hey, who knows? We won't find out until tomorrow. But man, yeah, I mean, I'm excited, man. But yo, where's Mike at, man? Tell Mike to get his ass up and get on the show, bro.
He probably overslept, man.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for another great show, brother. And I'll be listening, man. TBV for life.
You already know. C's, man. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. Who we got up next? Looking like Steve in Chicago. Ringer. My bad. Shit, Steve, how are you? Steve, Chicago. Just listening, champ. Going once. We'll double back to you. We got Stunner, New Jersey.
Yo, what's up, TPV?
What up? What up? What up?
Yeah, man. So we about 24 hours away from the massacre that's going to take place tomorrow in Vegas. Wilder's going to run through this, do 3 rounds or less. I've been telling y'all for the last week. Remember that. But before that fight, Gerald Washington's going to lay down the dude who Anthony Joshua won his belt from, right? That's going to further deconstruct this illusion that AJ has this great resume. But beyond that, Gerald Washington's going to beat Charles Martin, right? Now, I'm not sure if y'all seen, but on Gerald Washington's, I don't know if it was his IG story, but he showed a clip of when him and Charles Martin were sparring. He knocked out Charles Martin in sparring already. I don't know if y'all are aware. But, yeah, that's going to happen. When Gerald Washington beats Dylan White, I don't want to hear y'all talk about nobody else except for Gerald Washington versus Dylan White, all right? Luis Ortiz is going to take care of Ruiz. If White don't need to be fighting no 40-year-old Povetkin. When Gerald Washington cleans his boy's clock on Saturday, all I want to hear is Dylan White. Gerald Washington. All right?
All right. I guess, let's see who we got. Who's up next? Going to California. Everybody's favorite caller.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Yo. Good morning, TBV family.
What up?
What up, Ness? Hey, man, shout out to all the hardcore boxing fans out there. I suggest you support this fight. I do believe if this fight does well on pay-per-view numbers, we will get the Spence Crawford fight. So go out there and support if you're a true hardcore boxing fan. Yo, shout out to one of the Grandmaster callers, alumni caller, Stainless, my boxing brother, man. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you, man. Keep you right and tight, man, and smoke up, drink up, man, and put it in the air, man. Shit. Blaze up some of that good kush, man, and have a blessed, no stress day. That's all I got, Ness. Peace, family.
Bet. Let me see. Looks like we got Trey. Talk to us. Going once, twice. All right, we got CYP Boomerang.
Yo. Oh, man. Good morning, haters, hookers, and hoes. How y'all doing this morning? You know what's funny, man? Everybody want to say Wilder's not making $20 million per fight. He is. I told y'all that. Now y'all looking dumb. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why the doubt so much? Why the doubt? But I stay winning. But what's my man? He was right about Charles Martin, man. If Charles Martin loses to Gerald Washington, it's gonna further make AJ look like a fucking paper champion, which I've always said. Not that he's not a good boxer, but Fury was the one who got all the belts. Okay, Fury was the one who got all the belts. Nobody beat Fury. Fury really should be the 4-belt holder without his issues, his personal issues, not boxing issues, just personal issues. It is what it is. You beat weak ass Charles Martin, and I actually hope Charles Martin wins, man. Not I don't hope, but because Gerald Washington with the USC, so that's fam right there. So I hope he wins. But at the end of the day, y'all gonna continue to be mad because everything you said about Wilder is coming true. Everything you said he couldn't do is coming true. Think about that, man. I came, I saw, I conquered. CYP out.
CYP. Thanks for calling in. Looks like we are going to Brandon in Cincinnati. What's up?
Good morning, Ness. Good morning, TVV, to all my fellow boxing brethren. Shout out to Stainless, man. Shout out to Stainless. Happy 42nd birthday, old ass nigga. No, I'm just fucking with you, man. With age comes wisdom, and that's a blessing to make it that far. So shout out to you for that. Man, I'm super excited about tomorrow, man. I can't wait. Got my Saturday mapped out. Um, as far as the bunny, man, I'm glad everybody eating, man. It's good to see both cats getting money, eating good. You know what I'm saying? I hope this shit is successful, like the other cat said earlier. If this is successful, we can get Bud and Earl Spence sooner than later. So I'm wishing for nothing but the best for this fight. So we get more joint ventures from these guys. So man, they are really, really help bridge the gap. With what's really the biggest issue in boxing. So if this shit pops, we all win in the long run. So shout out to TBV, shout out to everybody. And I don't know, man. Stunner, that Gerald Washington, Dillian White shit. I don't know why he keep begging for that. I think White will fuck him up, but I'm gonna move on. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Thanks for calling in. We're going out to Orlando, Tampa.
Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. We are
Yay!
BoxingVoice.com.
Dennis, coño
Hey,
carajo.
What's up, Ness? Can you hear me?
Claro.
Hey, man, check this out. Number one, I want Wilder to bust his fucking orbital bones on both sides of his face. But this smell, every time we have a fight on this stage, something controversial happens. Like when Canelo fought Triple G and there was that he won, he shouldn't have won. So I just think this fight smells like something weird's going to happen. I want Wilder all day. But I just think something weird's going to happen, like low blows and he quits, or he gets cut and he can't go on, and then the third fight happens. But I don't just see this be a walk in the park. There's too many eyes, too many things going on. And every time this shit happens, something weird happens. So thumbs up. If you're not on Patreon, tú es un pendejo. How's that, bro?
That's perfect, champ.
All right, enjoy your day. I'm going to make this quick. Be good, everybody. Enjoy the fight. Much love and respect to us all. Have a good day, sir.
All right, Dennis, man, thank you for calling in. We're going to go to our first guest of the day, Marlon So Icy Sims. What's up, champ? How are you? Good morning.
What's good, man? How my audio sound?
You sound great, brother. You sound great. Happy to have you on a true fighter interviewer capacity, man. You've been part of the family for so long, and now the career is definitely taken off, and we definitely always want to stay up to date to what's going on with you, man. So first and foremost, thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for taking out the time. I guess what's good with you?
Oh man, I'm just grinding right now. Really working, man. We 21 days out from March 13th, man. It's gonna be a great fight, man. I'm looking at it like it's gonna be more of an audition. It's with a Showtime production, so it's gonna be on Showbox, and my fight won't be telecast. It might possibly be on their YouTube, possibly or so. But all the Showtime executives are some of the people who make the decisions. They're gonna be there, so I believe that this would be a good way to get my foot in the door, go out there, put a good showing on.
Definitely. So have you been given an opponent yet?
Yeah, it's a guy from, what is it, Clark something. I can't even think of his last name.
Charles Clark?
From Dallas. Yeah, Charles Clark from Dallas, Texas, yeah.
So who's your promoter or manager? Like, who got you this fight? Because Charles Clark, it looks like, you should get this win if we're going based off, black and white. You're the undefeated fighter, and he is not.
Yep. So my manager, I don't have a promoter or anything, so my manager, they fix all of that stuff up.
Yeah, well, they definitely got you some good matchmaking on this, and you're saying it's a Showbox card.
Yep. So it will be on Showbox.
How does that feel for you? Coming up, watching fighters on Showbox, and now you get your opportunity on that stage with just 7 fights. Like, that's very early in your career.
Yeah, man, it's amazing, man. Just the consistency. On my second professional fight, we was able to get fight on the I guess the prelims at the PBC Armory when they first came back to started coming back to Minnesota for Jamal James and Caleb Truax. So I was able to fight under that and go through like a press conference and all of that stuff and the weigh-ins. So it kind of give you a good early feel of what it's like when you get to that stage. So you won't, when you get there, it's going to be more familiar to me.
Definitely, man. So tell me, man, what are the 2020 goals, man? What's on the horizon or on the plans of Mr. So Icy?
Man, I just want to really stay busy this year with getting some good opponents that's going to help me build. I only had 39 amateur fights, and I'm 7 fights in on my professional career. So that's altogether less than 50 fights still. So I'm still learning on the job. So I want to definitely get in there with some different kind of people who could show me something different, and making sure that I'm learning and keep growing in the sport. With my last fight with Mike Fowler, who was a veteran, 33 fights in the game, fought people like Londell Rhodes, who fought Jason Sosa and Devin Haney and things like that. So that was a good experience to have somebody like that in the ring and go in there and really see where I'm at. So I was able to whitewash him, and it was a phenomenal event. So I just want to keep putting on great performances and keep growing and keep racking these wins and keep climbing up the rankings.
Well, as you're talking, I'm just checking. Brother, you are freakishly tall for your division. I checked the champions. They're very short, 5'7", 5'8". I think Shakur might be the tallest one. Nope, he's 5'8" as well. So you're 5'11", 5'10"?
Yep, with a 72-inch reach span.
I know. Is it difficult to make the weight? Do you look at that reach and in height as an advantage at the 130-pound division?
Oh no, weight is 100% easy for me to make. I used to never cut weight before until I just really started in the pro career. Then and I found out that it was a lot easier than what people were saying. I do it the smart way. I don't sit there and just try to drain out all my water. I just sit there and make sure I'm paying attention to what I'm eating. So I'm eating full meals where I'm not sitting there starving. So it's pretty easy for me. And it's pretty. One thing that's pretty tough is to find people who want to fight me at this. With my height being a southpaw, with my record and all of that stuff. So it's pretty tough right now.
Now, man, I see ever since you unblocked that Instagram, I see you definitely working hardcore, man. You stay in the gym. Is your day job kind of like in the gym? Or are you some sort of fitness trainer or something?
No, I do the I drive trucks. So I used to do over the road. Now I'm back home, just delivering day in and day out. In the mornings, I start at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning. I get done with that, then I go straight to the gym and I grind out, getting 2 sessions in. I got a 2-session day to day, and so I still work full time, and then I sit there and I go train once I'm done with that, and then I have multiple little side hustles. I train at Title Boxing Club and just get them just working the people out in the gym and stuff like that, but not necessarily a personal trainer or anything like that.
So you're from Minnesota or live in Minnesota?
Yep, I live in Minnesota. I've been here all my life. Most of my life. I'm born in Chicago, but I've been here since the beginning, basically.
And how do you like it training out there in that cold, man? It's got to be freezing out there.
Man, I've been here all my life, and I still hate the cold. I never. It hinders some of the things that I can do. I don't get to run like. I don't get to run like I want to because it's so chilly. I got to bundle up or I got to find myself to go to the gym, which I hate running on treadmills. I'd rather run outside and really get the stretch in my legs.
For sure, man. So, again, man, so you're a southpaw as well. Anybody that you like to watch tape on that, you kind of, I don't want to say mimic, but, take things from for your own southpaw style?
Yeah, I pretty much watch I could watch any southpaw and just try to peep what they're doing, and then I try to incorporate that into my own. Even if I don't get it nailed down, obviously, but I'll make sure that I'm paying attention to the way they're fighting other orthodox fighters. So sit there and watch. More and more, I'm realizing I think my style is pretty like obviously it's not there 100%, but more favored Rigadao, to be honest, especially after his last performance. I think I like to think I favor his style a little bit more, but I sit there and I pay attention to, even Shakur Stevenson, Gary Russell Jr., Lomachenko, Marvin Hagler, a whole bunch of people, man. I just love to watch Southpaws, Manny Pacquiao, and I see what they're doing, and I try to basically somehow incorporate that, what they're doing with their feet movement and their hand placements and things like that, and I try to incorporate that into my own, fighting style.
So why boxing, Marlon? Why boxing? What's your story?
Man, I used to want to do it when I was younger. I mean, I absolutely was in love with it, playing the games, watching it, and I never knew it was possible. Didn't know where to go. Didn't have the resources. Didn't follow up on anything like that. So in 2013, I moved down to Atlanta, and I was a valet attendant at downtown Atlanta, parking cars and stuff. So I had a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money, and I got back to watching boxing. And I just literally said, I'm about to do it. And I moved back up to Minnesota and I stuck with it. And at the age of 21, I walked into the boxing gym and just stuck with it.
And talk to me about your team, man. Who's your team? Who's around you, helping you make the right decisions and also helping you train?
So I got a head coach, my coach that I started with from the amateur days. His name is Alfonso Vasquez. He has some amateur fights, never turned pro, and whatnot, but it's somebody that I got a good history with, somebody that I can definitely build with, and so we got a good team. And then I have a strength and conditioning coach that I just started working with, for like the past 3 fights or 4 fights or so, and he got his own gym that he's opened up, and I'm training day in and day out over there, so it's a phenomenal thing. And that gym is called Work out here in Hopkins, Minnesota, and it's so that's pretty much my team on getting me prepared for the fight. Then my management is with 1-2 Boxing, and they're the ones that putting the stuff together. And I got a promoter who helps, which is Corey Rapiz Boxing, who has Rob Brandt. So you can see how he moved Rob Brandt, and he's a good guy who helps me and whatnot, and it's phenomenal. So I got a hell of a fight team that's putting me in the right position, I should say. Making sure that we're not rushing, or that I'm not trying to rush faster than not trying to run before I can crawl, basically, and making sure we're taking the right steps, but moving forward at a nice pace.
For sure, man. So I'm over here stalking the Instagram, and I run across this picture with you and Mikey Garcia, and why does he look like a midget next to you? Like, what's really going on, man? Does that give you any sense of confidence in the ring, being such, always being the bigger man?
Yeah, I got height over a lot of these dudes, and I seen that same thing, man. When I sit there and I seen Mikey Garcia, that was my last amateur bout. I won the WBC tournament, and Mikey Garcia was there. Mauricio Suleiman was there. He presented me with the WBC amateur Chicago belt, and so that was my last amateur bout. And I said that was the one that defined whether I was going to turn pro at the time, and everything aligned. But yeah, man, I seen him. I met him, Adrian Broner, a whole bunch of these dudes, Deontay Wilder, a lot of these dudes. And when I sit there and see some of their heights, such as Mikey Garcia and Adrian Broner, that's the first thing I'm looking like. Obviously, I know it's levels to the game, but man, I sit there and I see them. I'm like, it's crazy, and I'm at 3 to 4 weight classes lower than what they're at, at a higher weight class. So I definitely have the height and reach advantage over most of these guys. And this guy Clark, he's pretty tall. I think he's 5'8" or 5'9". I think he has like an inch longer reach span, so that's going to provide me with a different type of it's supposed to provide me with a different type of obstacle to overcome and whatnot. So we'll see how this thing go.
Yeah, you got to see is he gonna make it. It looked like he got a fight scheduled before he fights you. And you got to hope he don't get knocked out, and then the commission don't let him fight.
Oh, really? Usually I be paying attention to that. I haven't seen that. That must have just recently came up. I'm looking at that right now myself. Usually
Yeah,
I haven't. That was not up there.
he
Like,
probably wanted a tune-up, you know.
yeah, he gonna have something because the way I'm coming is, hey man, I'm under the lights, man. When I'm under the lights, that's where I'm on. That's when I shine.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's pretty close. So hopefully he don't, and he's fighting. I'm looking at, I got you on my TV. Like I said, if I'm not, even if I wasn't calling in, I stay listening to the show. So I'm looking at it on my TV because you got a screen sharing, and that's pretty close to what our fight is. So we'll see how this thing plays out. Hopefully, I know my team said they got some backups just in case. Man, they sent 12 offers out before anybody decided to say yeah to it.
Damn. And is there a lot of tape of you? Like, how do you think people know so much about you that that your team has to go through 12 offers before they can hammer down an opponent?
Yeah, there's a lot of tape. I have damn near almost every last one of my amateur fights online on my YouTube channel, which I don't personally care. Somebody can sit there and study the tape. You're going to have to understand once you're in there with me. It's a lot different. You got to understand that you can watch video and you can see the hand speed, but once you're in there and the distance that's being closed, the movement, it's going to be a different ball game. And if you think that, okay, he does this and I can, the fighting to your level of opponent is a true thing. And if somebody push me, obviously I want to get to that point where don't nobody have to push me. I just open it up myself and push the action. But if somebody push me, then they got to realize that I do got some punching power at this weight class, period, some snapping my punches. So I ain't going to be the biggest puncher, even though I do got some one punch knockdowns and knockouts. So it'll be a rude awakening for them.
Well, it's fight week, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask for a prediction on the big pay-per-view event Saturday night. Is just go to sleep, wake up, and get to watch what they are calling the biggest fight in the last 30 years, brother. What do you think of Wilder versus Fury, the rematch? Which way do you see it going?
Oh, I got Wilder winning 100%. It is the biggest match. One thing I was about to jump on you about, man, how you were sitting there talking about the Andy Ruiz and Andy Ruiz and Joshua too. He's talking about that was the Super Bowl. Man, that wasn't no Super Bowl. This the Super Bowl right here. That was the Pro Bowl. I don't even watch football, but that the thing where they do like they all stars. That's what that was. This right here is the real deal. And this is the biggest fight, man. I got Wilder winning. I will say this. I wouldn't be, I can see him winning on cards. It's not, he doesn't even necessarily have to knock him out. I had him winning the first fight, but I understood how it could be a draw. You got two other people who see it a different way. But I had him winning on the cards for the first fight. But I definitely can understand why Fury do feel that he might be able to knock him out. I don't think he will. But I understand why he thinks that because he did catch Wilder a number of times in that first fight and had Wilder buzzed big time. Even if you watch the first fight over and look at the second round, he catches Wilder with a straight right and Wilder stumbles back, not on some let me get out of way. He forced him back. So it's definitely going to be a way more intriguing fight this time, but I definitely roll with Wilder hands down, whether it's knockout or on points. One way or another, man, I got my money on Wilder.
Do you have like a pay-per-view prediction on the buys? You think this reaches in terms of the masses? There was an alleged 2 to 3 pay-per-view promotional commercials on the Super Bowl, so people are expecting big numbers. What's your thoughts?
Man, you know what? For them, obviously, it doesn't make a difference for me. For them, I hope that it does what they want it to do. I can't really say a number. I don't pay attention to that part. I just hope that it reaches their standards for the sport and for them personally. So then for the next set of people who do this, I always want to see great things happen in the sport of boxing for anybody, because I know once I get to that level, I know I have a history to go off of to create those kind of demands, or have those same type of admirations to strive for. So I hope that it does what it needs to do, and nonetheless, I know I'm going to be a happy participant in this event right here. So I'm gonna be happy to watch it. So I know no matter what, I'm gonna be happy.
For sure. Mr. Sims, man, give out any social media for those people that aren't following you can do so. Give out some ticket information for anybody in the area where you may where you're going to be having that fight at. And once again, I want to thank you, obviously, for your time to coming on the show, giving us an update on everything that is so icy, because we definitely want to continue to follow your career. I wish you great success. I hope that with your height and reach advantage, you can make a lot of noise in that division. It looks like you're towering over people. So I can't wait for your first television fight so we can get to see you live.
Yeah, man, definitely. I appreciate you having me on, man. Anybody can follow me at Marlon So Icy on all social media. You follow me on one, man, you can see the hyperlinks to get to the next one. So I appreciate the time that you allow me on your platform. Actually coming on as a guest. You know, I always call in or I'm in the chats or whatnot. But so I appreciate the time and what you're doing for the sport. I appreciate everybody else who's tuned in and definitely follow me on this journey, man. I could definitely use the support, man. I don't call nobody fans. I call them support. If you hear supporting me on my dreams and my goals and you follow me, I appreciate it. So, yeah, definitely Marlon So Icy Sims on all social media. And that's where we at.
Yeah, champ. Let's get you back on fight week, maybe before the weigh-in or after, whatever seems easier for you. You know, most fighters don't really like weigh-in days, but
Oh no, that shit easy to me. I still be as energetic as I am right now. I'm the same way. If you watch my last, I did a live stream for my whole last one on my Facebook page, and I was still, you know, energetic, moving around. I'm good because I'm making weight very easy and I'm making it smart. So I could definitely call you before or after. I'll probably call you after I see my opponent and whatnot and everything.
now, is your weigh-in going to be on a Friday or a Thursday? What day is the fight?
Fight is on Friday, so it's Friday night fights, and then so weigh-in's gonna be Thursday.
All right, so maybe we could do a Thursday morning, probably before your weigh-in or after. Hopefully it's after. If not, we could do that Thursday night and get you back on, brother. Definitely. So, because we never know. Like we said, man, if your opponent doesn't get that win, he may not get approved for your fight. So you might have an opponent switch last week.
I had that happen before, so I'm ready for whoever. It don't matter. I don't need to watch no videos. As long as that person show up and we get in that ring, man, I'm gonna come out victorious. But I'm definitely like I said, it wasn't that his opponent thing wasn't up there like 2 days ago or so. So we'll see what happens, man. And at the end of the day, man, I hope that long as I'm in that ring and get the victory, man, that's all that matters. But definitely.
All right, Mr. So Icy, give out that social media one more time before we let you go, and thank you again.
Yeah, man, Marlon So Icy Sims on all social media, Marlon So Icy on Instagram, and like I said, when I post one thing, man, you can follow it from the next one. I definitely post different things on each one sometimes, and you can definitely follow me on my YouTube channel, Marlon So Icy Sims as well. And I appreciate you. I invite y'all for the journey.
Marlon, man, thank you again. Update that Skype so it's not just a bunch of numbers. Get that Marlon So Icy pop in there before somebody steals your name. We're going out to Boomerang in Texas.
JD, motherfucker. There's a lot of things I like to do, so just try to get on my game. I don't know why they gonna call me because I'm a 54 pounder, but I have a brother that's at 160.
Yo, shout out to Marlon, man. I just gave you a follow on IG. Looking forward to big things, man. But I didn't get to call in last night about the fight. Listen, everybody know my favorite heavyweight. I gotta keep saying it is Ruiz Ortiz. Much respect to Wilder for beating the guy. I'm looking forward to him getting a dramatic late stoppage this fight. As he, I think he's gonna start applying more pressure towards the end of the fight, and I think that's just how that's gonna go. Shout out to those numbers, man. Those numbers are crazy. 25 mil, like 25 plus percentages.
25,
that's crazy.
25 million guaranteed or more plus the percentages. I mean, Fury could make up to 50 million plus if they do 2 million buys.
Man, look, man, that's crazy. And I think Info Joe had it right when he said, hopefully they do good so we can get that bud. We can start mixing all these other fights in, man. ESPN, along with PBC. So hopefully, man, we get a good show. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got, man. I'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Next week, Border Wars, February 29th is going down in Dallas. We got about eight fight card. So definitely hit us up if you in the area. We will be allowing a select few. Not everybody gets to come to see Border Wars live. But if we choose you, you in there like swimwear. That's how we doing it. So February 29th is going down right before the Mikey and Vargas card. TBV will be having their own card in Dallas. If you're interested, you already know. All right, let's see what we got. We got, did we ever get to CYP? CYP, what up? And Bo and Bama, you never press 1.
Yeah. You got to me the first time. This is the second time. It's funny, man. You did your research. You gave credible names, credible sources to where the money's coming from, how the money's coming. And it's the shit that pisses me off. These men have a job to do to be credible, to do their research. It's their job. Like these dudes in the chat, how they flip burgers. You know how your job is to let it fry for 10 seconds, flip it for another 10 seconds. Put the onions on and put the lettuce on correctly. You see, that's a job. That's a skill you do. These dudes have a skill. We respect your burger flipping, so respect their research. If you think they lying, you think we full of shit, why the fuck did you tune in and listen to a show that does nothing but lie and tell you bullshit? You must be you must be an idiot. Let me calm it down. You must be an idiot. Stop the hate, because I'm sniping all you who owe me money, B. I'm sniping you. CYP out.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, the information is definitely coming from Bloomberg.com. It's all over. Look, you don't want to believe it. It's understandable. A lot of people wanted Wilder to fail for a lot of years. There was a lot of propaganda being, spread that, the whole "Who Are You" campaign, get your profile up campaign. And, now we're here. We're here. The profile is up. They're no longer "Who are you?" He is to this day, and Mr. One Punch Man. So, look, haters gonna hate, but it was a song. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, and that's really what it is. Like, if they not hating on you, you not doing something right. So, Mr. 704, I just want to give you a shout out once again with a super chat. Says shout out to Ness, bro. The work ethic motivates me. Boss hog. Nah, man, I want to actually come back with another one. I swear I misinterpreted the Earl Spence tweet. I was all over that shit. I still want to kind of do it, but it's not as exciting as what I once thought. Does Matt with the super chat says, does Fury get 70-30 with Bob? Because he still has to give a cut to Frank Warren. Now, that's definitely between Fury and Warren, and you may be absolutely right. You may be absolutely right. Or Warren's percentage could be out of the 30% of Bob, because just, remember in our interview with Lou DiBella, Lou said, I don't want to turn over my fighter to Top Rank. You got to turn over your fighter. So if you're turning over your fighter, why would your fighter be paying you? It should be Bob paying Frank a cut. I don't know. That's a lot of detail that I wish we had. But, I think as the more and more we interview people, things like this slip out and we get that type of information. I mean, just the fact that we know that Fury's got a 70-30 split with his promoter. Sweet. We got Adrian Taylor with the super chat that says, if you say that about Martin, what does that say for Wilder Stavern when Joe Joyce beat him in 6 rounds? And don't get me no, I guess he meant to say, don't give me no excuse about he wasn't in shape. I don't know. Maybe is Adrian going at Stunner? I know Stunner is I guess We could be you, Stunner, right? You said that Washington would stop Martin, and then Martin is into nothing, and then we would realize that AJ isn't nothing because Washington would stop Martin. So maybe that was specifically for you. We got P Black Mole who says theaters in New York City sold out already. Should have had more. So if that's true, hopefully they open up more theaters, or if not, well, that's definitely impressive for Wilder Fury too, man. They are generating, man. I mean, like they said, the gate is on pace to make over. It says to top 16 million. So, I mean, someone called in and said the nosebleeds were 1,000. So they definitely charging, top dollar for this fight. There's no games being played whatsoever. Steve, Chicago, I want to try you again, champ. You working? Just listening? Talk to me. And if anybody's watching this on YouTube, there's over 600 people watching. If you could just hit that thumbs up button, it helps with the visibility of the show. It just ensures that I'm going to keep doing this 7 days a week, multiple times a day, plus getting you jam-packed interviews with the who's who of boxing. Steve, Chicago, talk to me.
Yeah, hey, good morning. How you doing, brother?
All
Hey,
good, all good.
do you know if they're streaming the earlier, like, I know for a fact Rolly and that kid from New Jersey, the young kid that's like 17, he's out there by you. I know they're not going to be on
Vito.
FS1. Yeah, FS1's only having 3 fights. Do you know? I didn't catch any information if that's going to be on social media, those fights. Do you know that? Do you know?
I do not. I haven't seen anything in press release. They haven't sent me anything via press release, but if they do, I would definitely let you know.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, because for right now, I know the 3 fights before the pay-per-view are going to be on FS1. So anyways, yeah, man, I just want to say this is a historic promotional event. I've been watching boxing for 30 years. I have never seen the amount of shoulder program promotional into it. This is definitely the Super Bowl. Ain't no doubt about it. I just hope everything goes well and we keep the sport going. And yeah, man, I'm pumped. I'm excited.
All right, all right. Well, Steve, man, thanks for calling in. Yeah, I don't want to be let down. I'm going to be real. I'm slightly nervous because of what you said. It's unprecedented. We've never seen this before. The promotion, they've given us everything we could have dreamed for, right? We've done shows in the past where we're like, oh man, imagine if we could get a commercial on the Super Bowl. How good would that be? Blah, 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 blah. Right? So, I'm interested, bro, in knowing how good this is gonna do with this level of promotion. I mean, I want to believe this is why sometimes we need Mike, because he watches all those other sports, and I want to believe these are the 2 biggest sports networks. Fox Sports 1, ESPN, and they've come together to do this. So you want to assume that there is no greater promotion than this, and if this doesn't do what we expect it to do, is it a failure? I don't want to talk like that, but like we have to think about it. If this doesn't do the numbers that Bob is projecting, is it a failure? Because there was a lot of marketing dollars put into this fight, so just very interested, and I'm trying to be hopeful that it exceeds expectations, because a lot of people are invested in making this a successful fight, and there is a lot of it's a lot riding on this, man. It's a lot riding. I can see, the Spence Crawford fight, being dependent on the success of this, This is an important fight for boxing fans. If this does well, Spence Crawford, AJ, winner of the Fury Wilder fight gets done, because the numbers, when dollars and numbers make sense, everything makes sense. So, it's a very important fight. The other side, AJ and Eddie, they've been waiting for this. They knew what they bring to the table, and they've been waiting for someone else to be on that level. I mean, think about it. 2 years ago, we were talking about $50 million purse, for just AJ, and he made now 65 million with a dude that we thought he would beat. Just 2 years ago, Wilder was accepting 12.5 and $15 million flat, no upside, no nothing. And look at where we're at, where he's making 25 million plus pay-per-view percentage. Boxing's in a good place, man. I just hope that this works. We can't allow it to not work. So support it. Make sure you click it if you can't make it, because this is how we get the next fight. This is how we get the next fight, by showing that we will pay for the best facing the best. Now, look, obviously, I want to live in a better world, the same world that you want to live in, where the best face the best and we don't have to pay $80 for it. I get it. But before you cry about that, just remember that we are living in this world. And the reality of this world is that, no one is giving us the best versus the best. Rarely best versus the best cross promotion. Maurice Hooker, Jose Ramirez is not, Crawford Spence. It's not Wilder Fury, and there's so many more. Gervonta Davis versus Teofimo Lopez. Gervonta Davis versus Vasil Lomachenko. Gary Russell versus Shakur Stevenson. There's so many fights that we could make if this is a success. They will come together more, and we can possibly get it done. Now, I'm just hoping that that's the case, I'm hoping that that's the case. I'm an optimistic person, man. We're going out to Stainless. Boomerang, talk to me.
I'm at the barbershop, man. Come back if you can.
All right, we're going out to Bomb Boxing. Boomerang, talk to me.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm right there with you, brother. Like, it's got to be big things. Tyson Fury was liking this to Tyson, UK versus US, Tyson versus Lennox. That did 1.97, almost 2 million buys. You know what I mean? Pay-per-view numbers. So that was before social media. So if it can get to 2 million buys, this is unprecedented, in my opinion. And it's something that boxing really needs, man, because then that opens the door, like you said, for all these other organizations to work together, man. Let's do this damn thing. I just pray it gets the buys. And if you're in Phoenix area and you're a TBV supporter, I'm throwing a party at my place. Just hit me on the IG. We're having a fight party. So holla at your boy. I'll get back at you. And by the way, happy birthday, Stainless. Keep doing you, brother.
All right. Bond, thanks for calling in. Boomerang status looking like we got a ringer in Alabama.
I don't believe no motherfucking beat me. I'm not supposed to. My nephew is a elite fighter, so he ain't gonna. He wanna fight the guy that's proven himself and a guy that people think he can't beat. And that's how you get paid, right? All right.
Bo Mack and Bo Jackson.
Yeah, shout out Tom Bo Riddick, Bo Mack, and Bo Jackson, Bo and Bama. Man, you had a little speech then. That's your election speech just then, Ness. It sounded good, man. We do need to support. Don't forget, we also need to support TVB as well. Patreon, sign up, become a ringer at least. You know what I'm saying? You can sign up for some lower tiers as well, but you become a ringer, you can be like me, man. I know you want to be like me. Call in. 2 minutes later, you're on the line in front of the masses, you know. I watched some of the previous Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fights last night just to put myself to sleep. You know, I got kind of bored. I ain't had nothing else to do. Watch a couple old fights. And I seen the fight where, shout out to Ohio Runs Boxing, I seen where Nikolai Furta had caught Fury, man. That was some funny shit to see just randomly. So I checked that fight out. And I also watched the Wilder fight, bro. My boy ain't really doing that bad in the ring. We taking a lot of rounds from him because we expected him to knock out and terrorize his opponent. But he actually wasn't doing bad in none of the fights that we claim he lost all the rounds in. He was throwing body shots. He was jabbing. He was doing all the shit everybody say to do. He was doing it. He was catching punches on the glove, catching hooks, and all type of stuff, man. My boy be fighting good. That's why we end up getting draws and people say Fury got robbed and whatnot because people expecting something that just hasn't happened just as of yet as far as knockdowns and knockouts. That's what we expect. If we don't get it, it's kind of lackluster to the casual fans because they only expect a knockout. But my boy be winning rounds, man. It's going to be a good fight. I hope Fury come in ready. I know Deontay coming ready. He always do. And I seen little stuff on Fury lip, man. Did he get to fighting or something? Did he get to fighting in his camp or something like that? He had the glasses on. He had a red spot on his lip.
We don't know.
Look like he already had a fight.
We don't know if he hiding something.
I don't know, man. It's looking kind of fishy. And then I feel like the face-off, that was just a good strategy move to keep all that playing. They was doing a lot of playing the first time. And I feel like,
well, that face-off
I don't know, it made the fight.
That face-off done cost us a weigh-in face-off. They banned now. They no longer can face off at the weigh-in. According to Nevada, they have banned them from, facing off. So, people said I was reading too much into that push. I guess Nevada read too much into it too. They like, yo, we gonna have to slow this down for the fight happen before the fight, And that's the way it is, man. But I didn't mean to give no speech, man. I just want you guys to understand that if we want something, we got to stand up. We got to stand together. If not, we gonna fall for anything. Let me see here. Who we got? Looking like Sean in Ohio. What up?
What up? This me?
It is Sean in Ohio.
All right. What's up? What's the topic? You making predictions or you just talking about the numbers?
Nah, you can make your predictions. I mean, we ain't got nobody to write it. Official predictions was yesterday morning and yesterday evening. Mike ain't here to write it down, so you ain't gonna be able to gloat, because I won't remember.
Oh,
but it'll be recorded, right? It'll be recorded on audio. The world to remember. They'll get to hear your voice. They'll know who you picked and why and how you called it.
Oh, I'm picking Wilder. I've been with Wilder since I read about him in about 2010 in USA Today. He was a American heavyweight from Alabama, and during that time we was in the Klitschko era. So American heavyweight, I was happy. So I've been a Wilder fan ever since. I am nervous on the fight, though. I'm very nervous. I really hope Wilder wins, but because I see, like, what you see, the way you described some of the adversity that Wilder went through, or at least appeared to go through in the first fight, even though, he don't really recognize it when you interviewed him, it still looked like, he still took shots. So, I have that little bit of nervousness. If one of those shots could be worse, but outside of that, I'm full-heartedly Bomb Squad. That's all I have.
Well, all right. Thank you for calling in, and do appreciate the time. Looks like we going out to Decatur, Georgia. Lids low. What it do?
What's happening, Nez? What's happening? Solo Dolo, man?
Scarface no Manolo.
I dig. Hey, that's why we respect you so much. Cause rain, sleet, or snow, man, you gonna kick it out. Hey, but I really called to brag about the promotion, man. Like, shout out to Fox and ESPN for like awesome, man. Like, I've been off the last 4 days, dog, and no matter damn near what channel I turn to, that shit on, man. So they did an awesome job. So we should be able to get this Crawford and that Spence fight, man. We definitely need that. So they did an awesome job though. But it's kind of a tricky pick, man. But I think Wilder gonna do it. I picked 4 to 6 round. But the way these dudes talking, this seems like it's gonna be like a real early night. So if he do, I ain't mad at it. But I'm gonna go with Wilder.
All right, all
And
right.
Hey, quick question. They said Rolly fighting on FS1, right?
I don't even know who Rolly is.
You serious?
Who's that?
Wow, Rolly, man, he on. Well, I don't know if you. I think he with the Mayweather count. I don't quote me on it.
You think, huh? That's why I don't know
Yeah,
who it is. That's why I don't know who he
because
is, because I don't know
know.
who's his promoter. I never heard of his promoter. I never heard of a promoter talking about him. I don't know who he is.
Okay, bet. I'll get back to you on that then, man.
Nah, I'm fucking with you though, man. We all know Rolly is a Mayweather fighter. I'm just trying to make a point. Like, don't nobody know, boy. Yeah, man. He like got to get it together. We got about 2 more callers, and if you're on Skype, you might as well just stick with me. All we gonna do is switch from one show to the next. We got to talk about this Earl Spence opportunity that he's given himself, and yeah, we going out to Troy in Baltimore. Boomerang, what up?
Hey, good morning, man. I'm gonna stay with my pick of Wilder. You know why already. We had this back and forth yesterday. I just want him to win because, like I said, I want White to get his pound of flesh. I don't believe it's going to be a knockout. I think they're selling wolf tickets. Here's why. You can't change who you are, overnight like that. Fury is a guy that moves and does what he does. That's his instinct. So now, now you're trying to sell. You're going to come in at 270 and you're going to bang somebody out. Okay. You know what? I guess he has a bridge to sell me too. I don't buy that. I just think he's trying to get into Wilder's head, and I don't think Wilder's buying it neither. It'll be the same style of fight, but it might end a little different. But we'll see, because I can't tell until the end of the fight. So I'm going to stick with Wilder, and hopefully he'll win because White deserves his pound of flesh. Have a good day, man.
You too, man. Stay blessed, man. Stay blessed. We going out to who we got here? We just had someone also join in on Skype. Let me double check here. Matabula, talk to me.
What's going on, bro? You alright?
All good, all good.
How you feeling about the fight?
Oh man, I'm ready. I'm ready for the takeover.
Yeah, man. You know the lounges in the UK as well. It's like everyone's having these events like at 5 in the morning. That just tells you how big this is. So I think they might do good numbers out here as well, Cause
let's hope, because they calculating that they're gonna make 20 million from UK pay-per-view sales, so they need the.
I feel like it's very possible because the numbers have been epic here. Like every media is talking about it. The likes of Gareth Davis have been having podcasts every day. So I feel like they'll do very good numbers out here. But to be honest with you, I think it's going to be a Fury win. I have a feeling about it, yeah. Like, I just think Fury will win. And I'm hearing whispers that AJ may be in the house as well.
If AJ comes, then we talking. Then I start respecting him big time. But I don't believe that. That's real men show up to the fight like Wilder showed up to 2 AJ fights. Like the Gypsy King showed up to Wilder's fight. I don't think AJ's doing that. I feel
like I heard somewhere that he might show up because both of his managers are on the way to Vegas as we
Yo,
speak.
let me tell you, Frank Smith just texted me and said that he couldn't be on the show because he's catching a flight to Vegas, but that's not his manager. His manager's Freddie Cunningham. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
Freddie Cunningham is on his way to Vegas as well.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
listen,
and wherever Freddie Cunningham is, that's where Joshua is. Like, Joshua never goes out in public without Freddie Cunningham. And
listen, I hope you're right. I just think that that's a ballsy move, and I hope he does it. I hope he does it, honestly.
Because you know what I feel like what they're looking to do here. I feel like Matchroom and Eddie Hearn know that Wilder definitely will win this fight. So the best thing that will probably happen is that after a fight, I feel like AJ and Wilder will have a conversation, because you know Wilder's friend from the UK,
the bald head dude.
Yeah. That guy is.
He's friends with AJ. Yeah, he's friends with AJ. I know.
Yeah, so I
don't like that.
after the
I
fight,
don't like that. You playing both sides of the fence.
Yeah, after the fight, I feel like there will be a conversation, because Eddie Hearns, he's heard a lot about
man.
Tyson
Listen,
Fury.
I gotta cut you, but I doubt it, bro. Because listen, just go based off today's show. You know, guaranteed 25 million plus the pay-per-view percentage. All right, let me repeat that: guaranteed 25 million plus. You know, guaranteed more than 25 million each plus percentage of the pay-per-view. So they gonna wait for these numbers, bro. If you got Bob Arum talking about 2 million, like, I don't see why Bob would be saying 2 unless he's hoping to fall on 1. But if you throw in you setting the standard by saying 2 million, you got the bar set so high that if you do 200,000, if you do, well, definitely 2 is a no-go, but like, they did 3 something the first one. What if they only double it, right? Like, Bob set the bar so high that only doubling the first pay-per-view would be a failure. So I don't think Bob is doing that. I think Bob is saying what he believes is going to do based off analytics. And if this fight comes anywhere near those type of numbers, of course there's going to be a conversation, but it ain't going to happen immediately after the fight because of a mutual friend with a bald head. Believe me, that shit will not happen that way. It's going to be after all those analytics come in, all those numbers come in, and now you find out what is Wilder or Fury, the winner of that fight, worth. What's their worth? Throw in the towel. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on with you, man?
How are you, brother?
All right, man. First of all, I want to shout out the platform, man. You know, y'all keep that boxing talk going. Y'all like the weather channel of boxing, man. Anytime I turn it on, I can get some good content. So shout out to y'all for that.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
And I think Wilder gonna do it, man. He might get him out of there real early. I'm talking about Dominique Brazil style. So that's what I'm going with, man. Deontay Wilder. Devastating KO. I'm talking about nasty, man.
Wow. I mean, Dominic Brazil star, that would be the statement of all statements, to take out someone on that level, in that fashion, you know, that would be pretty scary. Pretty scary.
Yes, it would. And that's my prediction, and that's my time, man. Everybody have a good weekend. Enjoy the fight.
Let's see if we can hang out a little bit longer, man. I just got my text from Tim Smith, who's waking up in Las Vegas time over there. What is it, 10:30? That means 3 hours back. Damn, 7:30. Sheesh. I'm sorry to wake you. All right, let's see what else we got, man. Looks like the phone lines are in. I'm going to double check Blog Talk. I know it likes to go in and out every now and then, but if you are on Blog Talk like my man Jerron in Louisiana, don't forget to press that 1 button. That lets me know that you're ready to rock and roll and talk some boxing. Let's see, who do we got? CYP, we never gave you number 3. What up?
What up, man? I want to give a special shout out to my snipe brother, Southside Deucey in the building. We sniping cats, man. Like we got a list. You know what I'm saying? And cats out there owe me money. They didn't call me ugly. They didn't say he didn't knock out dude in Border Wars. We sniping you. Bop, 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 bop. Sit your little stupid ass in the corner, young man. $5 ass nigga. Keep it up. Keep it up, Southside. We in the house, man. We gonna call ourselves Snipe Gang. We the Snipe Gang. CYP and Southside. Watch your mouth. CYP out.
Okay, we got a brand new caller. I don't have this down, man. This is 737. 737, where are you calling in from, brother?
What's up, man? It's Damien from Texas.
Damien in Texas. Talk to us, brother. What's up?
Man, look, man. Deontay Wilder by knockout, first six rounds. I'm looking for the knockout, man. Another thing I want to talk about. Explain how the hell is Tyson Fury a lineal champ? Because my last understanding was Lennox Lewis was the lineal because he was undisputed. Klitschko never had all the belts to be undisputed. So where's this lineal shit coming from? Just to get a better understanding, you know?
I mean, just because at the time that the two Klitschko brothers fought, you know, they kind of just gave that lineal status to Vlad because they were the two dominant heavyweights and they were brothers. They were not going to fight each other. Honestly speaking, I don't have any issue with Vlad having lineal status. He defended those belts, all four of them, for 12 years, and he fought everybody. He's fought guys that are still getting on people's resume now. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with Vlad's lineal status.
But regardless, Deontay Wilder, first 6 rounds, devastating fashion. Bomb Squad!
Damien, thank you for calling in, champ. We're going out to Louisiana. We got Jerron. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Definitely excited about this fight. You know, it's Mardi Gras time down here where I'm from, so I figured Saturday night, either people catching the parade early or they're going to be trying not to get their phones knocked out their hand because they're going to be trying to watch the fight from the parade route. It would not surprise me for AJ to show up because, I mean, there's got to be burning his behind that they're saying that this is the fight between the two best heavyweights, and he's got all the belts, supposedly. I'm also excited about Baltimore. I haven't signed up yet, but I'm about to get a workout in myself. I'm going to have to get in contact with, or one of the other callers from New Orleans and try to find me a gym out there because they don't have any in home where I'm from. But that's it. That's my thought.
All right. Well, man, we would love to have anybody on Border Wars, man. Remember, it's about weight loss first, man. We try to match up everybody properly. We're going out to our ringer. Josh, what up? North Carolina.
What up, Ness? Shout out TBV. What's good with y'all? Hey, Ness, I want to ask you a question, man. What you think these pay-per-view vibes going to be like, man? I'm thinking it might be 1.2 at least million, bro. What you thinking?
Hey, man, I'm with Bob until proven wrong. We going with 2 mil.
Say no more. Fury, he get a big pop, but I think at the end of the day, after Fury split all that up, because I heard you say 30% of that going to Top Rank. I believe Fury might end up with 15, 20 million because, he got to pay MTK Global and Frank Warren. So, I mean, he's still cashing out, though, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But like I said, this is going to be a 9th round knockout for my boy Wilder. And to you UK fans, if y'all talking about AJ really want to fight Wilder, he should be at this fight tomorrow. Point blank. I know he's fighting Pula, but he should be at this fight tomorrow if he's really about that life. But I don't think he's about that life. He's the woke, the weakest heavyweight of all time. I'll holler at you next. I'll holler at you tomorrow. Post-show reaction. I'm out.
Yo, I never heard the WOT, the weakest heavyweight of all time. That's crazy. Let's see what we got. Looking like Lance in Ohio. What up?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
All good, brother. All good. Good morning.
Yo, man, I just been watching all the hype to the fights, man, watching all the videos, press conferences. Man, I ain't been as excited for a fight in a super long time. I got Wilder in 7 rounds. I've been watching a lot of, clips and tapes on these guys, man. I think Wilder is going to, I think he's going to shake him up with a left hook to the body. It looks like they've been working on that a lot in camp and the videos I've seen. I wonder what your thoughts are. You think he's going to go to the body more, or do you think he's going to, kind of be patient like Ortiz too and kind of sit on that right hand?
I would love him to go to the body, honestly.
Yeah, I see, man. Yeah, man. It's hard to call, man. I got to give Fury all the credit in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I did underestimate him the first fight. I thought Wilder was going to steamroll him. He didn't do that. So now, I'm expecting a better Fury. I'm expecting a better, Wilder. So I'm thinking left hook, right hand, rather than right hand, left hook like he did the first time. I think he's going to walk him into it. I don't see it going past 6, man.
Well, all right. Man, listen, I want to thank you, obviously, for calling in. We're going to go out to a super duper treat. You know what I'm saying? So, look, hit the thumbs up button because of the treat. Share the show because of this treat. I mean, send me a cup of coffee, a super chat for a cup of Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? Not the donuts, just the coffee. Because of this treat, because guess who we about to get on? We merging them right now. We're not merging them. We actually calling them right now. So we're gonna play some music in the background while we get Tim Smith. Yeah. Right hand man Al. So I'll be back.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him, actually he was crying in there. You were saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the 4th round on?
BoxingVoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Productions.
Making women gestures like,
Let's go, champ. It's the champ. Shannon champ with the fake champ.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back, and we have with us VP of Heyman Boxing, Tim Smith. He's live in Las Vegas, just waking up. Tim, once again, just thank you for the time coming on the show, and Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm fine, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. How's life? I mean, not too long ago, you were on the other side of all this, and you were a journalist, and now you're part of the biggest fight in the last 30 years is what people are calling it. Are you feeling the co-broadcast promotion from ESPN and Fox? Because you've been in this business for a while. Have you ever felt something like this, or do you think it's underwhelming?
No, you know what? I think it's unique. And someone else asked me the same question yesterday. I think it's unique in this perspective and in this way is that, when we had co-promotions or co-broadcasts with HBO and Showtime, those are cable networks, and the reach was not nearly as vast as the reach is for this. You have 2 major networks. One is the cable network, but it happens to be the biggest cable network for sports, and that's ESPN. And then you have a terrestrial network in Fox that happens to be, have a tremendous reach of, like 190 million people. I think ESPN is like 100 million people. So, between them, they're reaching nearly 300 million people in terms of broadcast. So that's a far cry from what you had with Showtime and with HBO doing it. And then all the shoulder programming and, the countdown shows, the fact that both of these networks have their own talk shows that are just going wall to wall with this thing. It can be a little bit overwhelming. Sometimes you got to step back. You walk through the MGM Grand and you got, First Take with Stephen A. And then you got Speak for Yourself with Jason Whitlock, and you got all of these, just all of these television shows that are going on, in the lobby of the not in the lobby, but in places in the MGM Grand strategically placed. It's a lot. I mean, I've never seen anything in all the years that I covered the sport. I've never seen anything like this. And, for old heads like me, I go back to the days of, Mike Tyson fighting in Vegas. And this has a Mike Tyson feel. I mean, this has like a big fight feel to it, and it's probably going to be crazier today once the weigh-in, happens. But fans are piling in. A lot of British fans are coming in, so it certainly is a major promotion, one of the biggest ones I've ever seen since I've been, covering the sport or being involved in the sport.
Now, Bob Arum is, I want to say he's being optimistic, but it's not like we have not seen the type of numbers that he's throwing around before. And obviously we've seen 2-point whatever with a guy like Floyd and Canelo, but do you side with Bob Arum? Do you believe this fight can do 2 million plus buys on pay-per-view tomorrow night?
Well, I'm not a promoter, and I'm not going to jump out there on that limb. I think, pay-per-view has changed tremendously in the last few years, particularly with streaming services, particularly with the piracy and the theft of pay-per-view. I think that's a major factor. I don't know what the percentage is of theft of the signal and people watching it on illegal streams, but I would probably say that it's 30%. I mean, if I had to guess, I would think that a third of the people that are, watching the fight haven't bought it. So, to say that it's going to do 2 million, I think is, a bit of hyperbole on the part of a promoter that's trying to sell a fight. But I think it's going to do really well with this push behind it. And I don't know what those numbers are. I can't, that's not my expertise. That's not what I do. I don't sit around and project what pay-per-views are going to do. But, just as a layman looking at it, just as a former journalist looking at it and being in the middle of it, I think it does very, very well.
Speaking of former positions, I don't know if you still play the part of the publicist for Deontay Wilder, but as a person that once was his publicist and may still be, where do you think his stardom has come, and when did you see, or what is that pivotal moment that you said, wow, that's it, he's reached that level?
Well, I still don't think he's reached that level of what we consider in boxing, superstardom. I think this fight will make him that. But you know what? He's always, and Ness, you've known him. I mean, you've been around Deontay for a long time. He's always had those qualities, those star-making qualities and everything. He's always, been a charismatic character. He's always been, the genuine article. He's always been authentic. And that's what I like about him. He's always been that. And yeah, I still do PR for him and everything. But I've been trying to get people on him since he won the title in 2015. Just get people to just sit down and talk to him, man. And once you sit down and talk to him, you realize that he is a star. You realize that he's built for this. He wants this. He wants to be, that face of boxing. And, he's an outstanding representative of the sport. And he's a heavyweight. And so as heavyweight boxing goes, so goes the sport. And I think, if he wins on Saturday night, he breaks through the ceiling because he will have beaten, in my estimation, he will have beaten the two best heavyweights in the division in Luis Ortiz. And he beat Luis Ortiz twice, knocked him out twice, and he will have beaten, Tyson Fury. And to me, in my own looking at it, those are the two best heavyweights in the division, and he will have, defeated both of them. So, his stardom, he's not broken through, but I saw it at the last Tyson Fury fight. I saw it before the Brazil fight, because when you walk around with him, there's so many people that gravitate toward him. And I measure, where he is on the stardom scale by when we go to Super Bowl Radio Row. And, just progressively, and we've been doing that since 2015, and progressively, the crowds around him, the number of, radio outlets that want to talk to him has just grown, exponentially. And this year was off the charts, and we weren't there for very long, but everybody wanted to, talk to the champ. Everybody wanted to take pictures with him. Everybody wanted him to sign an autograph. And, the good thing about him and the bad thing for me and my job in trying to get him to the next destination is that he stops and signs and takes pictures with everybody. He truly is, the heavyweight champion of the people. And I think, once he wins on Saturday night, that's going to be, that's going to be through the roof. And I think that's the thing that pushes him over the top, where people are going to tune in to his next fight, regardless of who he fights. And that's, to me, that's the measure of when you push through to stardom, when people will buy a ticket, where people will tune in to watch you perform, regardless of who you're performing against.
Tim, having you put on your former writer hat, is there any way that you can, I guess, justify the people saying that this fight creates the number one heavyweight in the world? Can you give me your reasons behind that, if you believe it?
Yeah, they're the two undefeated heavyweights in the world, and they have demonstrated that they're willing to fight anybody at any time. And to me, that is justification enough. They fought each other. They put themselves in position to have the rematch with a dramatic first fight and an unsatisfying ending for both guys. And, they don't, not only do they talk it, but they walk it, and Deontay has a point. You don't see people lining up to fight Luis Ortiz, and there's a reason for that. Luis Ortiz is a dangerous guy. When he steps into the ring, he brings, not only great boxing ability, but he's a lefty, and he can crack. Nobody's lining up to step into the ring with him. And, Deontay fought him twice, knocked him out twice. But I don't see anybody else ringing this cat's phone, saying, the only thing you hear is, oh, he's an old man. Okay, if he's an old man, then get in the ring with him and knock him out. Do what Deontay did. And Tyson Fury, I mean, he beat Klitschko. Now, to me, that was one of the most boring heavyweight fights ever. But the guy beat the man who had the 3 titles, before. And, just opened the door for everybody. So so in my estimation, that makes him, one of the top heavyweights when he's in shape. And he's gotten himself back into position. He's gotten himself back into shape. He's fought his way back up. And, so to me, that's 1 and 2. The winner of this becomes the man, because then they become the person that doesn't have a loss on their record in the heavyweight division, and they're the champion. So to me, that's all the justification that you need. The winner will be undefeated, will be the only undefeated champion in the sport, in heavyweight boxing.
So for you, Anthony Joshua has taken himself out of that conversation by losing to Andy Ruiz?
Is he undefeated?
I mean, no, he's not.
Okay, yeah, he's taking himself out of the conversation for being 1 and 2 then.
Now, my question to people that say that is, he did, rematch him and defeat the guy that beat him. What does that count for?
He did it by running around the ring. If you want to show me who you are as a champion, you do what Lennox Lewis did. Every rematch that Lennox Lewis had in his career with guys who beat him before, what did he do? He got into the ring, he stepped to them, and knocked them out. Stopped them cold in their tracks. He didn't run around the ring and then after, winning a dull decision go, oh, yeah, well, I just wanted to display my boxing ability. Okay, we already know you can box. You've already proven you can box. Prove to me that you're a man and you're going to step forward and you're going to step to the guy who knocked you out. You're going to step to him and knock him out the same way he knocked you out. So that doesn't prove.
Tim, you there? Tim? Tim, you there?
I'm still here.
Sorry, we seem to have lost you on him running around the ring, and we kind of heard a little bit of it, but we lost a bit.
No, I just said that, did you hear the part about Lennox Lewis, what Lennox Lewis did in his rematches?
Yes, yes.
Okay. But, I mean, if you want to prove something to me, show me that you're going to step to somebody and do to them what they did to you the first time. Andy Ruiz didn't try to outbox him. Andy Ruiz went in and attacked him in that first fight and stopped him. Go in there and turn the tables on Andy Ruiz. Stop him. Show me something about yourself.
But, I mean, again, keeping your writer's hat on, you come from the Floyd Mayweather era, and a win is a win. Those are his direct quotes. A win is a win, and he wasn't worried about knockouts. He worried about the W.
How much does Floyd Mayweather weigh?
I mean, 147 is the division he fights.
Okay, we're talking about heavyweight boxing right here. We're not talking about welterweights. We're talking about heavyweights. We're talking about what a heavyweight does. And a heavyweight is always a standard bearer. In the history of the sport of boxing, the heavyweight is a standard bearer for the sport of boxing. And there's an old saying that says, as the heavyweight goes, so goes boxing. So we're talking about the man who's supposed to standing at the top of the sport. We're supposed to be going back to the John L. Sullivan days when John L. Sullivan's motto was, I will walk into any bar in the world and say, I will beat any man in this room. That's what the heavyweight is all about. Heavyweight is supposed to be the top of the pyramid, top of the food chain, and he's supposed to be going in there to knock people out. Not dance around, not show that he can box, not try to look flashy or pretty or anything like that. We're talking about heavyweight boxing and what people come to heavyweight matches to see. If I want to see skill, if I want to see guys who can show me their ring generalship, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy a Guillermo Rigondeaux. I'm gonna enjoy a Lomachenko. I'm gonna enjoy, a Floyd Mayweather. I'm gonna enjoy, cats like that. I'm gonna enjoy that because I like looking at that skill and everything. But when I come to a heavyweight show, when I come to heavyweight boxing, I expect somebody, I expect that the heavyweight's supposed to be knocking somebody out. That's the expectation of the fan of heavyweight boxing.
Now,
is it not? Is it not? I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're right. We expect heavyweights.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, but that's what I expect, and I think that's what fans expect.
No, absolutely. In the heavyweight division, you're expecting a knockout. But I think that, as you start to follow a fighter, sometimes a win becomes just that, a win. But now removing that writer's hat, putting on that VP hat, what could you tell us about Ruiz versus Ortiz? Because, you just mentioned how no one wants to face Luis Ortiz, but there are rumors, heavy rumors of a possible matchup between Andy Ruiz Jr. and Luis Ortiz.
Ness, I don't deal in rumors. You know that. I only deal with what's official, and when Al tells me it's official, then it's official. I don't deal in rumors. Look, I mean, if you want to ask me speculatively if that's a good match, I think it's an outstanding match. But I can't tell you whether it's done. I can't tell you whether we're working on it because it's not official. Not official until Al calls me and says, hey, let's write a release about this fight. Here's all the details. And that's when I go to work.
don't tell me if it's official. Put the writer's hat back on. As a writer, where would this fight make most sense for boxing fans?
What do you mean? Where would it make most sense?
In terms of location, is it a New York Barclays Center? Is it LA because of Andy's demographic and the Mexican background? Where would it make most sense for Ruiz Ortiz to fight each other?
I don't know. I think it does well wherever you put it. I think both guys have established themselves on both coasts. Andy Ruiz won his championship in New York City at Madison Square Garden. Ruiz has fought in New York, a few times. So, and both guys have fought on the West Coast. So it could go anywhere. But like I said, again, there's nothing official. I haven't heard anything official. And like I said, I don't deal in speculation. We don't really, at the PBC, we don't really deal in speculation because you know what happens? That fight never happened. That fight, for whatever reason, if the negotiations fall apart, it doesn't happen. You know what? We've gone out there and talked about it and speculated about it. Oh, they couldn't make the fight. Oh, they can't do this. Oh, they can't deliver. So that's why we don't deal in speculation, because stuff happens. Sometimes things don't come together for whatever reason. Sometimes somebody pulls out for whatever reason. So we don't deal in speculation. We deal when are literally hundreds of things that can happen to make that not happen. So why deal with something that may or may not happen, other than just the aspects of wanting to talk about something. And like I said, I get that. And that's cool for fans, but we have a job to do to try to put it together and make it official, and we don't negotiate through the media because it just doesn't help us do what we try to get done, which is bring the best fights that we possibly can to people. We try to deliver fights. We don't try to negotiate through the media and try to, force someone into doing something. It's counterproductive. So we put our nose to the grindstone, put our head down, we try to make fights, and then we get it all locked up. We say, hey, here's the date, tickets are on sale here, it's going to be here. And all the stuff that you're talking about, we run all that stuff through. Hey, is there a place on the East Coast that's available? Is it available for this date? Is there a place on the West Coast? What's the demographics look like? Is it good for this coast? Is there some place available on the West Coast we could do it? Can we do it in Vegas on this date? TV. I mean, there's a whole lot of factors that go into trying to make it. So, but like I said, we don't really talk about things until they're official.
I mean, this is not an official fight. This is just you and I having a theoretical conversation. I mean, in this conversation, you're still a writer. So my question would be, what would your headline be for your article if this were a pay-per-view? Because I personally feel, as a podcast.
Well, wait a second. When did this become a pay-per-view?
No, it never did. No, listen to me. It never did. But I think as a person, that podcast, I believe that this can be a pay-per-view. I think that Andy Ruiz has been to the mountaintops twice. Luis Ortiz has now just done a successful pay-per-view with Deontay Wilder. I think both guys are coming off facing, former champions or champions. I can see an attempt at pay-per-view, and it may be successful depending what numbers you're looking for. I mean, Andy's Mexican-American. There's 36.6 million Mexican-Americans in America. Maybe it does make sense because of the cachet of Andy and some of the cachet from the Wilder fights for Ortiz. My question to you is, what would your headline be if you heard it was a pay-per-view as a writer? I like it. I like the fight, especially.
My headline would be, it would have to be a column because it would be all speculative. My headline would be, it's not official. That would be my headline. Nothing official. This is what people are talking about. That would be my headline.
All right.
People are talking about the possibility of this.
Would you
But there's nothing
be
official.
opposed? Would you be opposed to pay-per-view in your article?
No. I mean, look, those are business questions. No, no, I wouldn't be opposed. I'm never opposed to what people decide to do with their business. That's their business. It's up to the consumer to determine whether they want to accept or reject it as a pay-per-view. Other than the people that are stealing it, the people that are stealing it and they're deriding pay-per-view, they're not going to buy it anyway. They're going to steal it. But no, I'm not. That's what people in business do. They're there to try to make money. Why would I say, "Oh, this is horrible. You shouldn't try to make money"? That would be like me saying, to my company, if I were just a regular worker, "Hey, don't go out there and try to make money because I don't want to get a raise."
Gotcha. Well, Tim, I don't want to take any much more of your time. Definitely am very appreciative of that and the fact that you came on. I know you probably don't do social media, but if you do, you can give it out. If not, thank you again. Enjoy, the fight tomorrow night and obviously the weigh-in. You want to confirm or deny whether or not Nevada has banned the weigh-in from being face-to-face?
You lost. I lost you. I can't hear you.
Do you hear me at all?
Hello?
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 I hear you, Tim. You hear me? No? Hello?
Tim, you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you now. Only thing I heard was you want to confirm or deny, and then you cut out.
Do you still hear me? All right. No. Okay. All right, Tim. Sorry, sorry about that. Had to merge you. I don't know if it's me or the Las Vegas connection keeping us apart. But the last question was: can you confirm or deny whether or not the weigh-in is now being restricted and there'll be no face-off due to yesterday's press conference? You get that, Tim?
I'm here, but I didn't hear the question.
All right. The question was, can you confirm or deny whether or not the face-off is off and banned by Nevada due to the press conference yesterday?
Well, that's what they said. I don't know if they're going to put it back on. To me, that just, I don't. You guys that have millions of dollars at stake, they're not going to do anything stupid. They're not that dumb. But if that's what makes them feel safe, then that's. I really don't have any. I don't feel. I just think that you put enough security up on stage, you keep stuff from happening. So, But yeah, that's their decision to not have a face off. But what are you going to do?
So I know I said that was my last, but you kind of said something in an earlier rant where you said, we make fights, we don't use the media to manipulate. Were you speaking of how Eddie Hearn publicizes
I'm just speaking in general. No, I don't want to point anybody out. I'm just speaking in general. We just don't talk about things to gin up interest in it. We don't do that. We put our nose to the grindstone and we do work. So if you want to look around and see who's doing that and apply that to them, that's fine. I'm not applying that to anyone. I'm just saying that that's what we do. And that's one of the things I think that makes us successful is that we don't really care what anybody else does. We mind our business. That's why you don't see, our fighters running around, saying that they have to, fight this. We have plans for our guys. Our guys know what the plans are for them. And, and they go out and they fight and they make money and everybody, does their thing. So, the only time our guys are reacting to something is when somebody comes to them and says it. You should be fighting this guy. You should be fighting that guy. You should be fighting this guy. That's the only time they react to things like that. You don't see our guys stepping out there demanding that somebody else fight them. They're not like that, So, but other people seem to enjoy that, kind of stuff. We don't. We just like to work and get things done. And we try to work and get things done in an environment that's conducive to getting things done and not counterproductive to actually getting business done, to doing business, and that's just our philosophy. Other people have different philosophies. Doesn't mean it's right or it doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it's different, and they find that it works for them. And if it didn't work for them, they wouldn't be doing it. But, we find what works for us is to keep our mouth shut and go about our business and do our work and try to put on the best fights that we possibly can. That's what we do.
So you guys pay zero attention to social media offers, right? Just to be clear.
I'm not paying attention to it. I can't speak to the people that are, actually putting the fights together. It doesn't affect us, one way or the other, what people are saying. I mean, everybody out there knows if you want to, they know who you got to talk to get a deal done. He ain't, as much as people, say he's not public, he's not this. The people that need to know, they got his number. The people that want to make a deal, they got his number. They know how to reach him. It ain't like he's, not doing business. If he wasn't doing business, how the heck are all these shows getting done on Fox and Showtime? So he's doing business. He's open for business. So, to be, making offers on Instagram or Twitter or Space Jam or, whatever, man. No, you know the procedure with us. You know what the deal is, with the way that we run things. So, to try to do something different from that when you're dealing with us, then how do you expect to be successful? How do you expect to actually get anything done? No. And so then it just becomes a bunch of noise, and it becomes a bunch of noise. And, for reporters, you have to ask yourself, why do you have so much noise around something? Because deals are done, deals are done when there's not a lot of noise around it. The deal and I'm going to give you an example, Ness. The deal to put on what to this point is the biggest promotion, the biggest fight, between two networks. It got done. But was anybody running around from Fox or ESPN out there going, oh, they're screwing us over on this, this split ain't right. This guy, he's the A side. He should be getting this. This guy, is the undefeated champion. He shouldn't be doing this. And this network is bigger than that network. We had the Super Bowl. We should be running things. Did you see any of that stuff around this promotion? Did you see anything like that?
Not at all.
Is the fight happening tomorrow?
It is.
Is it one of the biggest fights this year?
It sure is.
Is it one of the most historic promotions ever done in the history of boxing?
Definitely, because it's a co-broadcast with these two networks, absolutely.
Okay, I rest my case. Ain't nobody out there running around saying, bad-mouthing nobody, saying that this guy is undercutting me on this. And it's because they're business people. They know that, they get together and they do the deal. They ain't gotta Instagram nobody, nothing. And hey, I sent them an offer on Twitter and they didn't say anything. I mean, come on, just think about it. It's ridiculous, man. You know how to conduct business. Microsoft ain't conducting business on Instagram. GM and Ford ain't conducting business on Instagram.
But if you leave it to Eddie, he's saying that he's resorting to that because he can't get a call back. He can't get an email back.
Look, man, I'm not getting into all of that. Maybe he ain't coming correct. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's sending. You know, maybe he got the wrong address. I don't know. But maybe it ain't. Maybe something ain't right. Maybe he got to look at what he's doing that might not be right. I don't know. I really don't. I mean, but what can I tell you? You know, you get more done behind the scenes than you do out front, man. Always.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
I just wish it was a little more serious rather than just, clout chasing and headlines. I mean, not too long ago, we heard Adrian Broner come out and say he wanted something like $20 million to fight Devin Haney. Not that they were willing to give him 20, but that's a great fight and a conversation worth having. Oh, man. Yeah, man, I just finished speaking to him. Obviously, we just keep I don't know if it's the Vegas connection, is it us? Not sure. So we're gonna pick it back up when he's in a better location. And remember, it was only like 7:30 when I reached out or when he answered back on Vegas time. So we're appreciative anyway. Once again, that was the VP of Heyman Boxing, Tim Smith, and it would have been good to get a little more in detail. Obviously, there was some good conversation going on there. Every day I reach out to Eddie Hearn, though. I don't know what's up with him. Even today, I reached out publicly on Instagram or whatever in the comments section of one of his posts because it's like we need to get him on. Why is he doing some of the business the way that he's doing it? Like, I want to get his side of the story. Is he trying to make contact? Is he really not being, are people really not responding to his offers? Because some of the fights that he makes on social media, they good. I like Broner Haney, I like a couple of these other ones that have been out there. But all right, man, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. That's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. I did have an Earl Spence show planned. Don't know if we're going to get that off the ground. Probably so. Catch us in a bit. Peace.